Hello gamers, it is Sinister Scrafty here. This is my first video. Today we're going to be doing some Gen 3 OU team building. I'm a big Pokemon fan. I've been playing this game my entire life, and my knowledge is quite vast, and so I want to learn with you guys. We're going to learn how to team build. We're going to do some laddering, do some matches. And we're going to learn from our mistakes, and we're going to take some W's. So the plan is, I'm going to build a team. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on why I'm choosing the things I'm choosing and what I'm preparing for. I will likely do this for several generations, and I am open to suggestions in the comments. So let me know what kind of video you want to see. Alright, so we need a lead for our Gen 3 OU team. A couple things are standing out to me right now. Zapdos is a good pick because it has Baton Pass, has good base 100 speed. Jolteon is good because Jolteon has Baton Pass as well. And Jolteon is incredibly fast, tied for the fastest in the tier actually. But I have a bit of a, not dislike, but I have a preference for Zapdos just because Jolteon doesn't get worn down by sand and spikes, and I think that's very important because you want to be able to stick around and have some survivability. So I'm going to do Baton Pass because that's really good. If I send this out first turn and they switch out their Pokemon, I'll know who they switch to. So that allows me to counter whoever they bring in. HP Grass, because I like to hit Swampert super effectively. It does a ton of damage to Swampert. You only really need to chip it a little bit for max special defense Swampert to die. And so the last move, you can do a few things. You can do T-Wave, you could do Substitute. You can pass the Substitute with Baton Pass. You could do Agility. I'm going to do Agility because I want to have fun and do something a little bit different than usual. So for my second Pokemon, I'm going to have Swampert. This has good synergy with Zapdos. It resists rock moves. Also, you may find yourself taking a lot of earthquakes from things like just random things, random earthquakes. And so it really helps if you think that person's going to EQ, you can switch to Zapdos. It's really beautiful. It's quite a beautiful thing. So we're going to run a very basic set. Hydro Pump hits Skarm hard. That's mainly who you're looking to hit. It also hits Zapdos pretty hard, hits Gengar pretty well, Claydol very hard, Earthquake hits Blissey, Tyranitar, stuff like that. Ice Beam is for like Celebi on the switch, if your opponent switches out. You can read that. Last slot, a lot of people like Protect. I like Roar if you are doing TSS stuff, Toxic Sand Spikes. But yeah. I'm going to go with Protect because it adds a lot of longevity to Swampert. Just be careful not to protect too much because your opponent might start reading on it. And so I'm adding 40 points to attack so that my Earthquakes can sting, particularly Blissey a little more, and any resists that may come in. I'm doing plus special defense. This is like insurance. If something random has HP Grass, it helps you live. It also helps you take surfs from bulky waters, things like that. I'm doing Metagross next, Choice Band, because his attack stat is over 600 if you're running an Adamant max attack nature. So for the speed, I'm doing 198 so that if I do get an Agility Pass onto Metagross, it can outspeed Aerodactyl and Jolteon, which are the fastest Pokemon in the tier. So we got some good things going here. Metagross resists grass that Swampert so desperately is scared of, as well as Zapdos. So we have good synergy in that sense. That's something that we like to see. And so I'm going to add Skarmory now, because he's the best spiker in the tier. He's very consistent, very bulky, likes to stay around. It uses Roar very well. You can Roar to check if the opponent has a Magneton. And that helps you, kind of play mind games with your opponent. Drill Peck is for Heracross as well as Breloom. It does mighty damage to them. Well, lastly, you can do Protect. You could do Taunt. You could do Toxic if you really hate bulky waters. I'm going to run Protect. And I don't really like this. I like more Special Defense on my Skarm. That seems pretty good. Your speed, you kind of want some, because if you're against an enemy Skarmory who is not running speed, you will go first and you will roar them out, and their roar will not happen because they got switched. So Tyranitar seems like a pretty obvious choice here as well, just because, look, I have three Sandemon Pokemon. I need something with devastating damage that can just really be a win condition in many opportunities. T-Tar is just that good of a Pokemon. EQ is usually last. Then a Firebug is for Celebi. Rock Slide is your main stab. Earthquake hits things like Metagross, which would otherwise wall you. You also need it for Magneton, because you can Magneton can sit on these other two moves too. So I like Jolly Tyranitar on a Dragon Dance set, just because if you use Dragon Dance once, you speed tie Dugtrio, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, and that's only if the Dugtrio is max speed. So if they're running an Adamant nature, then you are actually faster and they can revenge kill you, which is amazing. Adamant Tyranitar cannot do that. So that is something you have to consider. Now we're on our last team slot. Let's see here. What's something we're kind of weak to? We can be kind of weak to Arrow. He can clean us up kind of nicely. So what do we do about that, you may ask? I'm considering this, and I'm thinking about just running an Aerodactyl of my own. I'm going to run HP Fighting, just because I don't have Fighting coverage in the rest of my team. Oh, I didn't do the moves for Metagross. So Metagross is going to be Meteor Mash, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Explosion last, because we want that devastating power, especially if it has an Agility Pass. I can just spam Meteor Mash for fun, and it will hit many things very hard. And Choice Band Explosion, man, unless you are a Ghost type, good luck dealing with that, because you're probably going to get nuked. What do you do with HP Fighting? I'm going to do Double Edge, because your ability is Rockhead, and it's actually your strongest move. It's even stronger than HP Flying, even stronger than Rock Slide, which we're going to put, speaking of which, and Earthquake. This is a really typical set, honestly. And, oh man, it lowers your speed, huh? I didn't realize HP Fighting lowers your speed. That is pretty terrible. Is there any other way that I can do this? Wow, there's no way, huh? Seems like there's no way to get a perfect speed stat. That's very disappointing, folks. Very disappointing indeed. I'm thinking instead of HP Fighting, we do HP Bug. Okay, that fixes our little speed crisis. Being 1 point lower, it makes a difference. Alright, so that was the team builder. Yeah, you want to watch out for spikes and sand, because that's prevalent, that's what's meta, right? So we don't have any way to get rid of spikes, but half of our team ignores spikes, and we're really good in Sandstorm. Only one of our Pokemon takes Sandstorm Chip. And we have a couple of steel types that are immune to toxic. That helps a lot as well. So there is counterplay. We're going to key up here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But yeah, we're pretty defensively solid. Zapdos can be kind of good into this team if something happened to Swampert. Metagross takes a lot of damage from T-Bolt, so does Tyranitar. Skarmory dies, and Aerodactyl's only saved by the fact that he's faster than Zapdos. So, and even then it's scary because if you click Rock Slide against Zapdos, there's always that chance of missing and you can die. That's not a good feeling. I promise. And here we are. We got a battle. Snorlax leads. Snorlax is pretty good into Zapdos. He's really bulky. He doesn't take much from Thunderbolt. And he threatens a huge body slam in return. Will do a lot of damage. And there is a risk of paralysis. So I'm going to bet Baton Pass here. I'm going to go to Skarm. Sure enough, he body slams. I'm going to Spike here. Alright, Magneton. I should have realized that. Because a Snorlax is a pretty good indicator that they have a Magneton. That much is true. How can I punish this Magneton? I could try to Dragon Dance. Alright, sure enough, that's why we have Lumberry, so we can have a free setup like that. I'm going to EQ, take him out. Alright, so I have Salamence. I'm actually still faster, so this is going to kill anyway. The attack drop does not matter. My attack is still insanely high. And that's the match, folks. Not much to learn from that, just because we did not finish the battle. But I could have played better about my Skarm. I could have checked for Magnet, and I did not. So I'll try to be a little more careful with my Skarm next time. Alright, here we go, another game. So T-Tar's pretty good into Zapdos too. I don't threaten a one-hit KO, but he does. It could be a mixed R, but Swampert is usually safe because they're not going to HP Grass on a switch most of the time. Even though it Rock Slided, it doesn't necessarily indicate that it's a physical R. Okay, so he goes Skarm. And I'm going to go my own Skarm here because I want spikes. I'm greedy. He used Taunt. This is a Taunt Skarmory. That those do exist. Blissey. Alright, so that's the reason why I agility'd here, because I knew he wasn't going to stay in against my Zapdos. He's risking his Skarm for no reason. And so we get Metagross in, I take an Ice Beam. I don't get frozen. That would have been quite catastrophic, I assure you. Skarm is not going to like taking these Meteor Mashes that much either. As long as they land, they're going to be doing a lot. Look, he's at 37. He's going to roar me away. But that's still progress. So he's probably going to taunt again, so I'm going to go straight to Zapdos. What should I do here? I have to think. He's probably going to double a Blissey again. I'm going to go to Skarm. Alright, so sure enough, I do get it. It could have Fire Blast. But they have Moltres, so probably that Blissey does not have Fire Blast due to that information. This Moltres, more likely than not, has HP Grass, but we're going to check. Because if it doesn't have HP Grass, we're going to take advantage of that. And sure enough. You see, Tyranitar doesn't really like to switch into Moltres, especially with spikes down like that. Alas, we do not have many options. Alright, so I just ate my Lumberry. It's not great. He goes to Swampert. So, he might EQ. I think Zapdos is the best play. So he Surfs. If I HP Grass, I'll get the kill. And I do. Gengar is out. Huh. Look at this. I already have Gengar on the other side. T-Bolt does 86. Well, let's see if it's defensive. 60 still. How much is 54 to me? So I could die after Sand. He's more than likely gonna Ice Punch. If it's offensive, I just die, right? Yeah, definitely, sure enough. Alright, so I'm gonna scout out its moveset. I wanna know what it is. So it's Ice Punch. I'm gonna T-Bolt, I'm assuming. Taunt. Is that really the best it can do? Okay, so it has Wisp, Taunt, Ice Punch. So it's gotta be Bolt Beam, right? Because Electric and Ice is very good. He's just pretending like he doesn't have a Thunderbolt. Yep, my assumption was correct. I'm eating this burn. I realize this. But I think he's gonna go to Blissey. He does. Let's make a spike here. I really want to punish this Blissey every time it switches in. That's my goal. Ice Beaming again. So it seems like Metagross is my win. This hits Moltres too in case Moltres switched in, and it does. I'm going to switch in Swampert here. It's burned. It's not much of a value to me anymore. So I'm assuming he's going to go Blissey again. And he does. So I'm going to Baton Pass back to Metagross. I could do T-Tar. I'm gonna go Gross. Oh, rip. Rest in peace. Flinch? No. And I got the... Oh! I defrosted. No way. Very surprised to see that. I just need to hit this. Because if it's Dragon Dance, which is possible even though it has leftovers. Alright, so he kills me. This Gengar is very scary. Thunderbolt does more than HP Grass, I believe. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. I think we lose this, boys. Gengar, so... Wisp misses! Oh my god, I did not earn that. I could still miss Rock Slide here, but... Oh dude, he's probably so mad. Wow. Okay. That was a wonderful match. I had a lot of fun. Good games to this guy. I did not play that very well, unfortunately. I should have lost there, probably. But the thing is, after a Dragon Dance, even with the burn, I one-hit KO the Moltres. But I want to know if that Gengar would have died. OU Fast Dragon Dance, yep. OU Offensive. Alright, so Rock Slide does 85. Let's say I'm burned though. Status? I'm burned. It would do 42%. And surely enough, folks. Wow. And that's not including that I would have had a Dragon Dance. So, turns out, I did play that well, and I would have won regardless, even if that Will-O-Wisp had hit me. So, we've hit the 22-minute mark, folks. I appreciate you tuning in. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me in the comments. I'm very open-minded to what this channel can do and offer. Have a wonderful day.